guys, it's Tilly here from Tilly and the Buttons, and I thought I would do something a little bit different today and show you some of the things that I've been making recently, and more specifically the things that I've been making during lockdown. So I'm filming this in July 2020. In London, lockdown started at the end of March and it has just recently started to ease up. I've got no idea what things are going to be like in a few weeks' time, let alone a few months' time, a few years. It could be quite interesting to look back on this video. I know different people have had different experiences with creativity and sewing during lockdown. So some of us have been feeling super inspired, energized and creative and just wanting to make all the things. Other people have just been feeling really anxious and unsettled and just not really in the right frame of mind to be able to sit down and make things, and that's completely understandable. Some people have had a lot more time on their hands, either because they're not working, they're not commuting to work, or simply not going out. And others, like me, have had just no time whatsoever because either been really busy with extra work and running a small business has just been constant changes that I've had to get my head around and implement. Plus anyone who is homeschooling or trying to work without having any childcare is a real struggle. I've basically swung between the two states of feeling super inspired, really creative, just wanting to make all the things and just using that energy and motivation to make myself make things, basically, even when I was really tired and strapped for time. And other times I've just been feeling so overwhelmed with everything that's been going on, particularly at work, and looking after my son, that I just haven't been able to sit down and thread a needle, let alone cut something out. So having said that, I have made a lot of things, and looking back at the amount of stuff I've made, I'm not quite sure how I managed to do it. I think I did most of it during a few weeks at the beginning. I am very quick at sewing, so that is probably part of it. And then other things I've just kind of squeezed in along the way. So I thought I'd show you some of what I've been making. I say some of it because I've actually made more than this. I've made a few things for work, so samples of upcoming patterns and workshops, also presents for people. I've made quite a lot of masks for family and friends as well. But I'll show you the garments that I've made for myself that aren't a secret. At the beginning of lockdown, I found that I was making things that were very practical in sort of muted tones, quite sort of safe colours like navy and black, probably because I was feeling a bit unsettled, quite down as well, and reclusive because I wasn't really going out very much. So exhibit A, this is an Alexa jumpsuit I made. So for this I used a navy viscose linen fabric that I bought from Lamazi Fabrics, which is one of my favourite fabric shops. And then I found some really cute little gold flat top buttons in my stash. This is the Alexa jumpsuit pattern that we released earlier this summer. And what I love about this pattern is that it's very comfortable, it's very practical, but it also looks quite put together. So I've actually worn this jumpsuit loads so far this summer for working from home, also going to the playground with my son once the playground opened. Before that it was basically running around the park playing football or taking him to the dump to watch diggers. That's the glamour of my life. So yeah, I started off kind of making this sort of thing and I absolutely love this, don't get me wrong. But then I kind of swung the other way. I found that I just suddenly wanted all the colours, a little bit like how you saw the rainbows popping up in people's windows. I think I just wanted to inject a bit of colour and optimism into my life, but also to maybe lift the spirits of anyone that I saw out and about on the street. So what I'm wearing at the moment is our Stevie smock pattern. I made this in a beautiful double gauze fabric by Kenna Sato designs, and it was gifted to me by Spoonflower. I love the oversized 80s print, all the colours, absolutely gorgeous. I did think this was going to be see-through, so I bought a white slip to go underneath, but actually I don't know, maybe when I go out and about I probably will wear the slip, but just for home it doesn't feel too see-through at all. So I absolutely love this because it's really easy breezy. It's so nice to wear. I wouldn't usually make something this length. I used to always cut these sorts of oversized smock dresses off just above the knee. But actually I like this slightly longer. It's sort of really growing on me, this style and this silhouette. The pattern for this is our Stevie tunic and top, which is our best-selling pattern, with the Stevie add-on digital pattern that we released recently, which includes the bonus pattern pieces and instructions to turn it into a smock dress. I also made this Stevie smock as well. So this one is also in double gauze, which, if you haven't guessed by now, is one of my favourite fabrics to work with. It's really cool and breathable in the summer, and it just feels nice and cozy when it's a little bit cooler. This one I actually made for the step photos, so for the instructions for the add-on pattern, and I was originally planning to take the sleeves off once I'd finished the instructions, but I tried it on and I absolutely love it with sleeves, even though it's supposed to be summer at the moment in the UK. It's sort of nice and cool to wear, and it also looks really nice with tights, so it'll be lovely in the autumn too. Something a bit different now, I made a pair of jeans. So this is our Jessa jeans pattern, which is a classic 70s style flared jean pattern, which you can also make as shorts. And I went with the version with the big patch pockets on the front and also on the back. So I also did a bit of hand embroidery on these. So anyone interested in hand embroidery, I used lazy daisy stitch on the petals, I did French knots on the centres, and then back stitch on the stems and lazy daisy on the leaves as well. Now I have worn these loads and washed them loads in the regular washing machine. Haven't got time for hand washing or dry cleaning or anything, and they've actually held up pretty well. They've sort of, I guess they don't look quite as neat as when I first did them, but I'm pretty pleased with them considering. So I've worn these loads, they're so comfortable. I'm definitely a convert to flared jeans over skinny jeans, which is what I used to wear all the time. These are so much more comfortable, plus I think they're really stylish as well. And my fabric's got a little bit of stretch in it as well, which makes them extra comfy to wear. And to wear with my Jessas, I whipped up a really quick Coco top. So I made this in our organic jersey fabric. This is the white rainbow Breton one. So this is a fabric line that we produce in collaboration with Craft Cotton Company. You can find it on our website as well as from other fabric shops and haberdasheries. It's really lovely and soft, this one. Absolutely love the colours. This is a great layering piece for wearing with jeans, but also under bobby pinafores and Coco pinafores. And one of my favourite makes of all time is this Indigo dress. So I made this in a stretch crepe fabric, only a little bit of stretch, that I first saw at the Stitch Festival back in February, I think it was. It was on the Fabric Godmother stand and I became obsessed with it, but it was so crowded, it was so busy. When I had a little break to go back and try and buy it, it had already sold out and I was absolutely gutted, and I just became obsessed with this fabric. Like, I would just refresh the website to see if it had come back in stock, like over and over and over again. Eventually Josie got wind of it and said, oh, we're getting it back in stock, I'll send you some. Anyway, cut a long story short, eventually I got it, and oh God, I love the colours. I love pink and red together. So this version is the Indigo with the add-on pattern that we released in the spring, where you can have a short sleeve but also add a midi length tier to the skirt. So I'm not usually a midi length person. I'm really short, I've got curvy hips, and I just assumed that this style wouldn't suit me at all. But I tried one on in a shop and I was pleasantly surprised, so I thought, I'll just go for it. I'll make it anyway and see what happens. I can always cut the midi tier off if it doesn't suit me. But I absolutely love it. I really love this shape. It's obviously all over the high street, all over the streets. What am I talking about? It's not all over the streets because no one's going out. You know what I mean? And I really love it. So I can see why it's such a popular shape. So this is a throw it over your headdress. It's really easy to wear. You can just stick it on with trainers or sandals or dress it up with nice jewellery. It's really cool and comfy and breezy, but it also makes me feel like I've made an effort. So sometimes it's just nice to wear a nice pretty dress, even if you're just sitting at home or going to the playground. And then another fabric I got from the Fabric Godmother is this hydrangea cotton lawn. I have seen it in other shops as well. It is so pretty, and with this I made some Jaimie pyjama shorts. So this was actually made from the remnants of another project. I bought the fabric to make my mum a robe for her birthday, and then I had a little bit left, so I thought, oh, I wonder if I can squeeze some Jaimie shorts out of it, and I could. You might have seen that I did a video on how to sew French seams, and that was while I was making these. So these have got lovely French seam finish on the inside, and they're just really perfect summer pyjamas to wear with a little vest when it's really hot at night. And speaking of squeezing a second garment out of the remnants from a first, you might have seen on my Instagram TV that I did a sew along towards the start of lockdown on how to make the Safiya trousers, which are culotte style trousers from my book Make It Simple. So for those I used a really lovely viscose linen fabric, which was gifted from Sew Me Sunshine. I had a little bit left, I didn't want to throw it away, and I thought, I wonder if I could squeeze a slightly cropped version of the Stevie top out of the remnants. So there's a silly little video, in fact there's two silly little videos, one of me cutting it out and one of me making it during Jonah's nap time, like speed sewing basically. Yeah, and I did, and the result is a matchy dress like a pencil style outfit. Again, not the kind of thing I would usually wear. I feel like lockdown has sort of allowed me to experiment a lot more. I don't know if you found the same thing with your style, because no one's going to see you, so you might as well just play around and try out some different looks. And yeah, again, pleasantly surprised with how this looks. It's the kind of thing that's feels like a nice, almost like loungewear set, but also nice enough to wear out and about with a statement necklace or some big earrings. Kind of thing I would wear a lot, probably on holiday as well, like strolling around a city, that kind of thing, sitting in coffee shops, sipping espressos and watching the world go by. And last but not least, another one of my absolute favourite makes of all time, drumroll please, it's my Brushstrokes Tabitha T-shirt dress. So the Tabitha T-shirt is a pattern in my book Make It Simple, and it comes with the option of making it with these 70s ringer style cuffs, but also turning it into a drawstring dress. So this is super comfy again, super wearable because it's in jersey, just throw it over your head, so it's casual but also feels like you've been making an effort. And I know you want to know about the fabric, I want to know about the fabric. So this is from So. I first saw this when someone called Where's Your Thread At on Instagram basically made the same thing, but the top, she didn't make the dress, she made the ringer tee with contrast cuffs in this fabric, and I just became obsessed with it and decided to copy it. I absolutely love it. I also used, for the drawstring, I used some leftover cord from, you've probably seen in some of my other videos, I wear this necklace all the time from Stitching Me Softly craft kit that I made out of this cord. So this is some of the leftovers, so I used it as the drawstring. And I love how it complements the colours perfectly. So again, this is one of those garments when I was going through the phase of wanting to make all the colours to brighten up my day. So that's everything that I'm going to show you that I have made. I'm really pleased with everything I've made actually. I feel like I've got a lot of wear out of them, but also they've taken my wardrobe up a notch and definitely injected some extra much needed colour. I'm not quite sure how I managed to sew all that stuff, because I feel like all I've been doing is working and childcare, but I've obviously managed to squeeze it in here and there. So yeah, a success. Thanks very much for watching today. As I said, I haven't really shared a video like this before on my YouTube channel, I don't think. So if you liked it and would like me to share more videos like this, then do give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. And subscribe to our channel for more sewing tips and tutorials and inspiration. Happy sewing!